Right, so we've moved on to box 46 finally. Box 46, as you can see, is a boxed Harrier CBX from one of our regular trade customers. So I think this is from his personal collection. Don't often see one in a box after all these years. Fantastic. With destructions. Let's hope there's no nasty. It feels heavier than it should. It's either got a hunk of lead or a pile of modifications. I'll tell you what, we'll do it on our standard replacement mic, and when I do the deviation, we'll check it with the factory mic that's in there. Because I know nothing about it, we're going to open it up just for a quick look inside. I've got exactly 10 minutes, and it's already evening and beyond my working time, so can't tell whether that's already broken or whether it's still sealed. You know what, it's still sealed, that, so we don't need to go any further into it. So we'll get our little stub. So unless the screwdriver expert has... Wow, no rust on the back of this one. Two 3030368. Right, we'll get that connected up. And connected to the test equipment. Cybernet mic. And it powers up. Drawing 300 milliamps. We're in high power, medium tone, delta tune, RF gain to full, mic gain to full. That is fine. Let's put picture in picture on. See what the transmit is. I think we must be in low power. No. Okay, so it's doing 3 watts precisely. And on channel 40. 2.95 on channel 1. 3 watts precise. I've got that wrong. It's 2.95 there, and it's 3 there. Low power. Got to channel 20. (120 milliwatts). back to high power, and for that part it's 984 milliamps. Right, what have we got? 2779085. So we'll set the receive signal generator to the same, 2779085. So we get a fair reading. Hopefully that'll come up and it'll just be a retune and test. That'd be nice. We'll be after yesterday's Kerno and well, it was 2 days. Good. S9. For S9 we would need a 300 millivolt signal. Let's put the synod meter into it. And while we're at it, we'll put public address into the public address circuit. It's nice to see something that's been stored properly, not in a garage or a loft. The fact there's no corrosion is fantastic. Right, we'll go over to the which the poltergeist keeps moving. Let's put some signal on. Check I'm on the right one. Not that one. Not that one. So it's doing a very good 0.26. Wow. 10, 0.23. And for 20, this is unbelievably good. Tight squelch. It's 30 microvolts. And squelch threshold .32. Public address. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. That works on my gain. Oh, not tested, I pressed tick the wrong box. Transmit, back to transmit, just see what the meter reads. When whoops, I'm in PA. It reads 3, so that's actually what it's doing. Good, well that's done our preliminary checks. All we need to do now is take the lid off and start with the VCO. It even smells of new radio. Right, we'll get this done and then I will disappear. I don't know whether I'll be able to come back onto this today. So, which channel is it? 40? Yep, it's channel 40. Which goes with the number of years this has been around. We've got 4.35 volts. It's supposed to be 4 plus or minus 0.1, so it's a little bit high. Not that there's any sign of the channels dropping off. That's fine, and we'll go into transmit. We should also have 4 volts when we're going to transmit. Let's go and put the other meter on, so at least you'll see on the inset picture when we're going to transmit. Yeah, 2.57 is too low. So we'll adjust that. Try anti-clockwise today. Hey folks, I'm going in the right direction. That makes a change. I've just waggled it round a couple of times because they can get dirt in them. That's near enough, 4 volts. Back to receive, we're still 4 volts ish. There we go. So now we go to channel 1, and it's supposed to be what? Between 1.8 and 2.5. And on transmit, it's exactly the same. That's incredible. Right, that's the VCO set. So remembering to put the set back on channel 20, which is the usual error. Putting Alan as test lead back on there. We'll just go through the transmitter. I'll keep it on the 3 watt scale till we get a bit more power. So there we're still at 3 watts. Still at 3 watts because it's going to drop a bit as it heats up. Still at 3 watts. So the bit that needs really aligning is going to be here. So we need to max these as usual for this type of set. Put it on the 30 watt scale. So max and max. Just recheck them. Yeah, so now we need to drop this one to 4.4. We're currently at 4.6, I think. So it's clockwise for 4.4. Which is there. And anti-clockwise, the manual says 3.8 watts, but at least the legal limit is 4, so we'll do it to 4. You have to remember when they do send 10,000 radios through, they'll be sample checked by customs, and if one was doing 4.01 watts, the whole batch would be rejected. This is why they're always set low, even to this day. It's supposed to be set up by the dealer, but these days most of the dealers just seem to box shift. It's kind of a price thing rather than having that value added service with actually doing some alignment, which is a shame, because this is why we do this, because few people benefit from them working properly. So we're now on channel 20 and we have 4 watts. We're now on channel 40, we have 4 watts. We're on channel 1 and we've got 4 watts. Now that is a rarity, because you're going to have about 0.1 difference. Well, I'll go to the foot of our stairs, except we haven't got any. Just check the current consumption as I've gone back to, it's now 1.147, and low power, switch it to low power, isn't now working at all. So that tells us that the switch, sorry, the preset is dirty, which is something that happens with these. You get a dead spot. It isn't going to be in the same spot as it was because I've changed the power, so that's good. I had an electric motor in a Peugeot car, electric window motor on the passenger side. That's the left, is the passenger side in the UK. And it had a dead spot, and so when I bought the car second hand, it was not doing anything. So I took the door card off and I elongated the screw holes. Instead of them being round, I elongated them about 2 millimeters sideways so that they became oval, and I rotated the motor 3 millimeters, and then it wasn't on its dead spot. And I had that car for 4 years. It wasn't a heap of the bother. So you sometimes have to do these little things like that. Just set the meter in high power. Spot on the 4 watts now. Now it is 4 watts. So had it not been right, the adjustment is there. Just check deviation, but it's up the spout on this test set, so I will see what it says. Wow, actually it's reading about right. So I'm going to set the vertical one to the center position, and we'll just check, turn the deviation to wallow, to that position there. So I'll check that. I will double check that with another test set. It looks right. So it was 1.4 kilohertz. It's now 2.2 to 2.5 kilohertz. We've done the VCO. It's 4 volts and 4 volts. We'll do the frequency, and then we'll leave it for later. $27,79125 we're looking for, so we'll just see if we can get that, or whether we're going to have another crystal. Oh, it's fine. There she blows. 27,79127. Always try and leave them a little bit high because they drop with age. Good. Right, I'll come back later. Right, we'll try and go for another 10-minute session. Receive, that's where we got to. So we'll put it on frequency, so now we'll put the signal generator on the correct frequency. Good, and we'll tune it up. So with an S9 signal, let's go over to the oscilloscope. Make sure we've got maximum recovered audio. Absolutely spot on. I'm not expecting to get anything out of this because it's working so well. So we'll go over to the synod meter, put 4 dB, oh, that'll do. Try and get my tool in between. Tell you what, we've just gained some on that. Put a big signal on for the IF. Good. Let's get a new reading then for the synod. I have to go on the lower scale, it's so good. We don't often use the lower scale. .245. The 10. .2. And 0.35. I think that's the best one I've ever seen. How about that? Right, squelch. Let's sort this out because it's a bit wishy-washy. So we'll just a squelch. That's now 100 microvolts. While we've got 100 microvolts on, let's do the meter. So the S meter is there. There we are. Remember, only S9 is ever the calibrated point, so different radios can read very differently. Squelch threshold, let's just check that. Turn the squelch back down, turn the signal generator to standby. Set the squelch threshold on the radio, signal generator back on. Where's that gone? It is 0.68. I'm just checking this again, it's so incredible. Yeah, the figures are right. The previous best ever was a Bantam 5-star followed by an SMC Oscar, but these are usually pretty good. Funnily enough, you don't normally get exceptional performing York 863s. I don't get that. Well, that's it, we're done. What a lovely set. Just need to double check deviation with the test set behind me. Right, everything's verified, everything works. Here we go. How many bad buddies are on 19? One Niner Roger. Well, nothing changes there, but no music plays today. Good. Right, we'll do an on-the-air test. That works absolutely fantastic. Just a retune and test. And the best receiver I've ever seen. Thank you for watching the Harrier CBX, boxed and as new.